You're 15 years old, kneeling in a corridor beside a shattered porcelain cup. Nobody is shouting. That would almost be comforting. Instead, the harem is silent. At the end, the powerful woman in the palace watches you without blinking. 2 eunuchs wait outside the door, hands folded, ready for whatever order comes next. Beside you, another girl leans close enough to whisper that the last servant who made this mistake disappeared. No trial, no farewell, just gone. You thought entering the palace meant escaping hunger, debt, and the mud walls of home. You were right. The palace has far more creative ways to make you suffer. So what were the worst punishments a woman could face inside the imperial harem? The imperial harem is not the sultan's private resort. It is a rigid household built on rank, discipline, and obedience. At the top stands the Valid Sultan, the ruler's mother, whose word can shape every woman's future. Below her are favored consorts, senior attendants, servants, and young girls still being trained. You study religion, manners, sewing, music, and service, because every skill may raise your value. Every mistake may lower it. Nothing goes unwatched. A careless glance, a delayed bow, or one whispered complaint can follow you through the palace. The closer you move toward power, the more dangerous each error becomes. Here, privilege never means safety for long. The rules are simple. Learn quickly. Obey completely. Never become inconvenient. Number 6. Stripped of privilege. It begins quietly. You have just been moved into a better room, given finer clothes, a small allowance, and even a junior servant to answer your calls. For the first time, you think you are climbing. Then you offend a senior attendant, or someone claims you insulted a favored consort. By sunset, everything changes. Your silk robes are taken. Your allowance disappears. Your servant is reassigned. The private room you admired that morning now belongs to someone else. You are sent back to the crowded quarters of the lowest-ranking girls, carrying only what they allow you to keep. The women who once bowed now look through you as if you are already invisible. No blood, no chains. Just the slow discovery that everything you owned was never really yours. In the harem, poverty is not always where your story begins. Sometimes it is where they send you back, with a single order spoken behind closed doors, so everyone else remembers how quickly status can vanish. Number 5. Humiliation and hard labor. After your demotion, the music lessons end. No more banquets. No more polished trays or silk sleeves. You wake before sunrise and spend the day scrubbing rooms, washing cloth, mending garments, and carrying out the lowest tasks in the household. A senior attendant inspects your work and finds one crooked stitch. She orders you to undo everything and begin again. Your meal is delayed until the work is finished. Hunger sharpens every mistake. The other girls are told to watch, not because they need instruction, but because you have become the lesson. The palace teaches music, poetry, and perfect manners. It also teaches you how many floors one person can scrub before her knees stop feeling like part of her body. The labor itself is not unusual for women of lower rank. The punishment is being pushed back into it publicly, stripped of status and dignity. They are not merely punishing your mistake. They are reminding everyone where you belong and who controls you. Number 4. Corporal punishment. You continue denying the accusation, so a senior attendant leads you into a windowless room. The door closes. No one raises their voice. That makes it worse. They avoid your face because visible marks invite questions. Instead, you are ordered to hold out your hands. A thin rod is lifted. The first strike hurts. The second teaches. By the third, everyone in the room understands the lesson, including the girls who have done nothing wrong. The punishment is quick, controlled, and witnessed. Pain is only part of the purpose. The real goal is obedience. You are meant to leave that room knowing exactly what happens when your word challenges someone above you. Historical accounts suggest discipline inside the harem could be severe, and repeated disobedience may have led to physical punishment, though the exact methods and frequency are not consistently recorded. So there is no ritual here. Just authority, silence, and fear. But pain ends. The next punishment is designed to leave you alone with it. Number 3. Locked away. You are pushed into a small room, and the door is bolted behind you. No friends. No lessons, no music drifting from the training halls. Food appears through a narrow opening, but no one explains what is happening outside. You do not know whether the accusation has been dismissed, repeated, or made worse. Every footstep in the corridor makes your heart race. It could be someone coming to free you. It could be someone coming to take you somewhere far less forgiving. The darkness is unpleasant, but uncertainty is worse. A beating tells you that you still matter enough to punish. Isolation makes you wonder whether you exist at all. Life inside the harem is already controlled by walls, rules, and restricted movement. Total isolation turns that control into something sharper. Not every palace used the same rooms or methods, but confinement could become its own weapon. After 3 days, the door finally opens. Unfortunately, they have not come to release you. They have brought orders. Number 2. Sent to the old palace. Your clothes are returned, your belongings packed into a wooden chest, and no one explains why. Before sunrise, a carriage carries you away from Topkapı, away from the Sultan, and away from the rooms where influence is traded like gold. You are being sent to the old palace. There are no chains waiting for you there. No dungeon. No executioner. Some women still receive servants, allowances, or even a future marriage. But for someone fighting to remain near power, this transfer is exile. Your allies stop visiting. A younger favorite takes your room. Someone else receives your allowance, your servant, and the attention you spent years trying to earn. You are still alive, but your life at court is over. You are not being tortured. You are being replaced. And somehow, that feels more permanent. The palace does not have to kill you. It can simply close its doors, fill your place with another woman, and continue as though you were never there. Number 1. Death behind closed doors. You are no longer an invisible girl serving tea. You have allies, servants, and influence. Men listen when you speak. A prince carrying your blood may become sultan. That is when power stops protecting you and becomes your sentence. At midnight, the corridors are sealed. Your guards are separated. No public trial. No crowd. No chance to defend yourself. There is only an order and the people sent to carry it out. You survived poverty. You survived slavery. You survived the lessons, beatings, rumors, and locked doors. But now you have made the one mistake the palace cannot forgive. You became powerful enough to frighten it. Kösem Sultan gained enormous influence at court, yet she was killed during a palace coup in 1651 after her political plans were exposed. This was not an ordinary punishment for common servants. It was the final risk of becoming a threat. The worst crime in the harem was not always disobedience. Sometimes it was becoming impossible to control. Before we end, one legend must be separated from history. Modern stories claim hundreds of women were sewn into sacks and thrown into the Bosphorus. It makes a perfect thumbnail, but the evidence is uncertain. Many descriptions of the harem came from European outsiders who never entered it, while later images were shaped by Orientalist fantasy. So, the tale of 280 drowned women should not be treated as fact. Reality did not need 300 bodies in silk sacks to be frightening. Losing your freedom, identity, rank, allies, and future was already enough. The door finally opens. They do not beat you. They do not kill you. They hand you a chest and you understand. You are leaving. You look down the corridor and see a younger girl standing where you once stood. She still has hope. You entered believing beauty might save you. Then obedience. Nothing here was ever yours. And if you think the women had it worst, discover your life as a eunuch in the Ottoman Empire.